Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Reader's Magnet featured author interview, where we dive deep into the world of creativity and inspiration. And our guest for today is the author of the book, The Curly Chronicles, a hair raising adventure. Please help me welcome Nikia Alleyne. So, Nikia, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you so much. How you feeling?
Well, I'm doing good as well. And by the way, Nikia, welcome to the Hive. And it's such a pleasure to have you and to all of our viewers. As you can see, though, on screen, as you can see the cover of the book. So if ever you want to follow along and see what this book is all about, you can always click on the links that we'll be adding in the comments below for you to purchase a copy. But let's know more about this book coming from the author itself. So, Nikia, before we proceed and ask about this, please tell us who is Nikia Alleyne?
Nikia Alleyne is someone who is a creative,
Mm.
who loves to visualize, who loves to create things, who just loves to do a lot of different things. It's never one thing to be honest. It's whatever comes to mind. I could be just dreaming it and it just, that's how it goes. So,
But hey, if I gotta tell you though, when it comes with children's books, you really need to have a creative perspective, and creating one is not easy. I've been talking to a lot of authors, talking to a lot of people that they're having these ideas. Like it's always a miss and match. Like we have this idea, and when it's drawn, oh my god, I want to do something else with it. Do you have that creative process when it comes with creating this book as well?
to be honest with you, it's really what comes to mind.
Oh,
I have always said to people, and they do know this about me, I am a big kid.
hmm.
Okay. So because I'm a big kid, I'm always visualizing these things in my head where some people don't necessarily get the picture, but I do. And that's really what matters. Is that you know, and then it just comes into fruition. It's just I make magic. That's how I feel.
And again, talking about this cover as well, though, I'm really love to say that the cover here is really having this magical vibes about this. But you know what? Going back with this book here, Nikia. So, what is this book all about, by the way?
Well, it's about Harriet, and I purposely
Oh,
called her that because, as you can
mhm.
see, she's got a lot of hair. So she is someone who is a creative, who's just whimsical, who, wants to know not so much about her hair, but just wants to know so many different things. She's
Mm.
very inquisitive, sort of like myself. So in some ways, it's like myself in that form,
Oh,
where I've always been curious, always inquisitive, always asking tons of questions. You
mm.
know, and then you have an answer, then I ask you another question. So that's what Harriet is about. She's just about learning different things and just being curious and fun and inquisitive.
And I really do love the idea, and I do really love, and I can really sense it from you. Like after asking a question, like you better hold on to your seats because I'm going to be having a follow up question after you answer my question. So speaking of questions here, I also do have a follow up question for you. So what was the inspiration behind this? Like why create this, and what was the inspiration in starting writing this, and how did you develop your passion for storytelling as well, Nikia?
Well, the reason for writing it is it's always been a passion of mine to write a
Mhm.
book, especially a children's book. It
Mm.
was something that I wanted to do in
Mhm.
in 2015. So it was
Oh.
something, yes, so from 2015. It just never happened. Had the opportunity, um, just didn't do it, was very, I would say, too lax about it,
Mm.
and this time I said, stop it. We're doing this. It's happening. Um, I love hair. I love to
Okay.
do my hair. I love to do other people's hair. And when it comes to hair, there's so many different textures. Just like the
Mm.
seasons, and we have different seasons, your hair is the same way. Your hair
Mm.
pattern can be this way. It could be this way in the summer. It could be this way in the fall. So I thought it was important to educate, and also not just educate, but to get people more comfortable and relaxed, no
Mm.
pun
Okay.
intended, with their hair, you
but
know?
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Okay, but they're relaxed. So, but talking about, because again, you're telling us that you really love to play around with hair, do hair. You do your own hair, you do other people's hair. Are you already in the field of doing hair, or is it just a
I'm
hobby
not.
of yours?
It's more
Oh,
hair enthusiast.
mm,
I know with my hair texture, it's considered 4C. I don't go by that because I think of breadcrumbs. So
okay.
my hair is just what it is. It's thick. It takes a while to do. You got to do it in sections. And for those who are reading this book, they get to understand that and they can relate to that. You know, they understand that struggle, if you want to call it that at all. Well,
Oh,
I do.
I love that. I love that, and I love that we're trying to get some snippets here about the book. And talking about the main character Harriet here. So when you were creating this character, Nikia, again, I do know that the inspiration was coming from you, but did it started out that way? Like you wanted to be like a part of the main character is going to be part of you, or did you draw inspiration from real people or other people as well when you're creating this character?
It's a combination of both. To be honest
Okay.
with you, it's me, and then I see other people. I kind of mix those two things together because I've always wanted to make something that's relatable, where
Hmm.
you read it and you're like, oh yeah, I get this. Oh yeah, I get, and you just keep like, oh yeah, 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 And it's the same way I feel when I
Hmm.
read something. And I love children. I knew that this is something that I always wanted to do, and I wanted them to be relate to it because I felt like they'll get it and they'll
Oh.
understand it. And it's a chapter book, and I just want kids to read more chapter books. So that
Oh.
being, I think it's essential.
Okay, and I'm a bit curious right now when it comes to the story here, because again, we're talking about Harriet having her hair raising adventure. Is it okay if you can just share with us, maybe the central problem that Harriet will be facing within the story, and not giving too much information
Right.
because we want people to read it. But is there something you can share with us that maybe can something readers can look forward to?
It's being a sense of pride, and
Oh.
understanding that
Mhm.
it's okay to have 4C or say course here. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Hmm.
It's something to celebrate. You know,
Hmm.
I say that now, but then when I have to do my own, it's a different story. But it's something to celebrate
Hmm.
that
Oh,
all different strands, all different curl patterns, celebrate it and enjoy what you have and be thankful for it.
love that, and it's more of like it's not just it doesn't relate only to hair alone, but what I'm getting from what the sense of message I'm also getting from this is no matter who you are, what you are, or where you're from, always embrace and be proud of that heritage as well. And that
Absolutely.
is really a lovely message, and we're trying to instill this into children as well. And that's to everyone watching, that's the beauty of children's books. Like you can instill a very heartwarming message to a young child's mind that they can bring it in the end of up until that they grow old because they'll keep on remembering it. And this book is one of those things that a lot of children, a lot of parents can really draw inspiration from and talk about good values, good moral conduct. And it's something we need right now. The world is a bit cruel and we just need a little bit of adventure, imagination, and creative authors like you, Nikia. And that is one thing that I just want to say. I want to say I'm really happy to have these conversations with you, talking about this book. But you know what? Going and enough about me ranting about some things here, talking about life lessons and stuff. But Nikia, just talking about this book because again, it is an adventure book. So, is there something that people might be expecting in the future? Maybe a sequel, or are you working on current projects, branching off from this main book?
There will
Hmm.
be a sequel. I get asked it all the time.
Oh.
I do. Sometimes it's a weekly thing. I do get asked that. And I said, yes, it will be. I see it as something that can be a series of books.
Hmm.
I do see that. And um, it's in the works. So, but I'm definitely, my thing is to push this as hard as possible because I see so much more for it. I've
Hmm.
had adults read it who
Oh.
enjoyed it and said to themselves, like, where do you get this imagination from? You know, but they've expressed how much they enjoyed it and they shared it with their children. I just a couple days ago, I was at church and mom said, well, grandmother actually, she said to me, my daughter shared it with her class and they loved
Hmm.
it. And I said, really? She says, oh my God, they loved it. I've had people tell me they've read it twice. So it's not just really for children, it's for everyone at this point. So,
It's and I do agree. Even me, I'm guilty. I love children's books. I keep on having them at home. It's something that you could again. even adults who love children's books, it's your time to admit it. It's a guilty pleasure of ours. We love children's books, not to give it to our children, but to give it to ourselves, because it's more of talking to the inner child that we have inside of us. And again, we can all be big kids. We're just children in adult bodies who have responsibilities. That's just the main point when coming with adult kids.
Agreed.
Nikia, it's coming back with this though. I just want to say though, if ever the sequels will be coming up, it is something that a lot of people can be looking forward to. So again, just want to give you a heads up though to all of our viewers and book lovers though. If there is something that I just want to say to you before the sequels come up, before they come out, make sure that you can start reading the Curly Chronicles. Okay, again, it's the hair raising adventure. Try to get it right now. Get the first copy, and then once you're done reading it twice or thrice, share it to a lot of people and give the gift of knowledge. And you know what? Before we end this interview, Nikki, I just want to ask you one thing. Is there something that you want to tell to your future readers or future people who would be interested in picking up your book, and any message you want to share to them that once they read this book, this is what they will be taking away with them?
What they will take away, and I know I
Yes,
mentioned this before, is
sure.
a sense of pride, a sense of knowing that, celebrate yourself. This is what you were born with, and make it work for you.
Mhm.
That's what I would say to it. Enjoy it. Bring that inner kid out of you. It's there. We deal with so many different things. It's okay to be a kid again. It is.
And I love that. I'm not going to add more to that. And I really love that. It's okay to be a kid again. And again, to all of our viewers, again, once again, it's available through Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And beautiful thing is, we're going to be adding that on the comments below. We're going to pin that comment so you can just click on that link. If ever you're a bit lazy in typing down the title, just click on the link. Just click on the link. Grab a copy right now while it's still available there on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And you know what? As we wrap up today's conversation, Nikki, I just want to say this. Thank you very much. And it was a pleasure and fun talking to you about your book and knowing more about your plans about this. And it was, how to say this? It brings joy. It brings the kid out of me, knowing that there are a lot of creative authors like you. Thank you very much, Nikia.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Okay. And you know what? To all of our viewers, thank you very much for tuning in. And always remember that every ending is just a new beginning in the world of stories. May your reading adventures be endless and your imagination boundless. And as we say here at Reader's Magnet, we share your stories with the world. Thank you and have a good one. Bye bye.